On my 22 years on this rock, I have somehow managed to make it this far without drinking, smoking, doing drugs, caffeine, and I hardly touch sugar. But the one thing that fuels my dopamine, something I wouldn't be able to live without, is buying collectibles. It all started with Mario plushies, which I have absolutely too many. I've been collecting these for years. From the Mario Kart Wii Bam Presto set, the Galaxy Mushrooms, the 2014 Sanai enemies, Porcupuffer as well, yeah, too many of these. And way back in 2011, I started collecting LEGO Star Wars sets and minifigures. And let's just say that I never sold any of them, and they are now kept behind glass in chronological order. I'm sure you see why I'm labeling this an addiction. And then 2015 comes and a thought came, hey, why not buy a bunch of PVZ plushies as well? Because I clearly don't have enough plushies around here. And then the year after that, I threw Pokemon into the mix. But guys, come on. That Gyarados, that's the coolest plush you've ever seen, right? Well, I'm bored of plushes now. How about we go back to plastic with collecting every toy from Andy's room in Toy Story 1? Yes, this all started by buying Mike off eBay. And then in modern day, Professor got me into amiibos, college got me into obscure dystopian N64 paintings and pictures, Vector got me into the Bounty Hunters, the original 6 from Star Wars in Funko Pop form, Batman movie minifigures all in mint condition in little plastic trucky bags, the Minecraft McDonald's crossover figures, cars, keychains of Slave 1, Canada Creek, and some miscellaneous slot machines and arcade games. And you don't even want to get me started on the Shreks. Okay, so I have a slight addiction to buying cool shit. Who cares? That scene was fucking boring! Let me tell you a story on how I faked smoking weed all to get out of work. Spoiler alert, it didn't really work. So, over the Christmas period of 2024, I had to work Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, New Year's Day, with no extra pay. Fucking ridiculous. And drug culture at my work was very popular, especially with weed. They'd all smoke it at least once to twice a day. Except me. So during New Year's Eve, I hatched what I thought was a clever plan. I would meet up with my boss and work pals after work, pretend to get high, and then fake illness the next day, which was New Year's. Foolproof, right? So I tell my boss, who we will call Pedro, that I wanted to try smoke for the first time after shift, which he was all game for. So we all met up at his, where he actually filmed it in a podcast setting that will never see the light of day. The joint got passed to me and I pretended to inhale. And BAM! I pretended to be high, and then went home. So the next day was phase 2 of my plan. I messaged him that I can't come in, but he ended up begging me and begged me, we need staff, please. Please come in, I don't know what I will do without you. And I only ended up cutting out the afternoon part of my New Year's shift. Fucking great. So the plan didn't work because I'm a pushover. And then even worse, my partner at the time was pissed off at me because she thought the first time I'd get high was gonna be with her. I could have told her that I faked getting high and, that just doesn't sound believable to her. Plus, I didn't really trust her with that. There's too many people and variables involved. No, but watch this. Somehow it gets even fucking worse. So I told another coworker that I smoked with Pedro, and then he got all pissy with me because he was scared shitless that the public would find out, even though this coworker knows he's an avid weed junkie, and he offered her weed at the Christmas party only a week prior anyway.
I wouldn't go to your house and tell everybody what happens in your house. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, no shit, and even you fucking did. Nothing illegal goes on in my fucking house.
So all of this shit for my plan to not only not work, but to cause so many rifts in my relationships. God. Lesson learned. Don't make convoluted plans for days off. And that's how I didn't actually smoke weed. So back in school, I had this friend called Barry. An angry little fella, but he had a soft spot for Mountain Dew. The incredibly addictive MLG citrus energy drink. he'd have a minimum of 2 bottles the size of this a day, and the only reason he'd bring her back to school was so he could smuggle in his stash of candies, double mints, and dews. Don't think he even owned a pencil case.
Yeah, come to think of it, he was always asking me to borrow a fucking pen.
It was just like any other day. And I caught him after school on his way to detention, eating Doritos.
Hey, are we playing GTA tonight? Of course. After I get home from detention.
He was one of those feral naughty kids. Fast forward to later that night, and we're robbing the store on GTA.
Wrong guy.
And out of nowhere, he just starts wailing.
Calm down or
Jesus Christ, Barry, what's wrong? My heart. It hurts. My heart. Oh, God, stroke.
After a visit to the hospital, it turned out that he had rotted his kidney. Or was it his liver? I don't know. He had rotted one of his organs from drinking nothing but Mountain Dew for the past year. And after that visit, he was told he could drink nothing but water ever again. 10 years later, he had 1 beer at a Jimmy Carr show and ended up crash landing into the bins.
You look as if you've been drinking fairly heavily, my friend. Possibly a little bit of cocaine in the mix.
His organs are still out of tact to this very day.
And I see a TV host who became the most powerful man in the world.
So remember, everybody, addiction can fuck you financially, physically, and mentally. You could blow all your cash on an unneeded luxury. You could develop paranoia because you're doing an illegal substance all day, every day. And you could physically rot your insides out and never get to taste the satisfaction of Mountain Dew again. Though it does kind of taste like rocket fuel. Though good rocket fuel, like if you were a rocket and you needed the fuel. Anyway, enough of my jibber jabber. Thank you so much for watching my video about addictions, and hopefully you enjoyed it. I did try my best to animate as much as I could and do as much art as I could, but I think I did alright. Anyway, guys, take care and don't get addicted to anything. Unless it's my videos.